Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the finale of Too Many Nights of the Zealot. In the last episode, we set up Return to the Devourer below. We are ready to begin. The Arkham Woods. From interrogating members of the conspiracy within Arkham, you have learned that they are performing a rite of vengeance in response to the destruction of one of their master's lairs. You have entered the woods outside Arkham to try to stop them. The woods seem unnaturally cold and filled with a deathly silence. Foredoom threshold. Our act is investigating the trail. The evidence you've gathered has led you to the woods south of Arkham, where you believe a ritual to summon a being called Umôrdhoth is about to take place. Stealing your resolve, you set forth deeper into the woods, hoping to find the site of this ritual. We need 6 clues to advance. We are playing on standard difficulty. We have 2 skulls, which are -X. X is the number of monster enemies in play. We have 1 cultist, which is a -2. Place a doom on the nearest enemy. We have 1 tablet, which is a -3. If there is a monster enemy at your location, take a damage. And we have 1 elder thing, which is a -5. If there is an Ancient One enemy in play, reveal another token. Alright, we are beginning here at the main path. Hangman's Brook separates Uptown from the woods south of Arkham. Passing over the small bridge, you follow the main path deeper into the forest. It has 2 shroud and 0 clues. The main path is connected to each other woods location. As an action, resign. There's nothing we can do to stop them. You flee from the woods, leaving Arkham to its grisly fate. Probably shouldn't do that. Alright, these are our opening hands. And we are ready to begin. I think Nathaniel will start off by playing Boxing Gloves, a Rod of Animalism, and by gaining a resource, leaving him with 2 resources remaining. Daisy will begin by playing Witten Green, I think. Yeah. As her second action, she's going to move to an Arkham Woods. Let's say this one. Growing up, you were always warned to stay out of the woods at night. Now you know why. 3 shroud, 2 clues. Each enemy at this location cannot take more than 1 damage from each attack performed against it. The remains of half-eaten animal corpses litter this section of the woods, befouling the air with their stench. Hey, it looks like Tommy Muldoon's children are here. Because she revealed the location, she will exhaust Witten Green to search the top 9 cards for a tome or a relic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Encyclopedia? Yep. That's the only one. I think as Daisy's last action, she's going to probably play a Burning the Midnight Oil and investigate using it. Okay. So let's do it. Last action, Burning the Midnight Oil. She gets 2 resources from it. And she's investigating at a 5 to a 3 since she doesn't control a tome. That is a -2. We do succeed. We will get a clue. All right, that is their actions. Let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a mono, and will gain a resource. Daisy will draw. Paranoia. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess it's good to get that out of the way. Did waste the burning the midnight oil, but she gains a resource afterwards. Okay. So we are 1 of 3 doomed. Nathaniel's first encounter card is Umôrdhoth's Hunger. Each investigator must discard one random card must discard a card at random from their hand. Each investigator who has no cards in their hand is killed. Heal a damage from each enemy in play. Okay, random card it is. This one. It is a mono a mono. As for Daisy, it is the Ancient Ankh. Okay, I was looking forward to playing that game. Okay. And that was Nathaniel's card. So Daisy's card is Frozen in Fear. All right. So let us start with Daisy. First action, she's going to gain a resource. Second action, she's going to play an encyclopedia. Her free tome action is going to be to use the encyclopedia on herself to give herself +2 intellect. And now we are going to investigate. We are 5, 6 now with Winton Green. +2 is 8 to 3 with the encyclopedia. And that is a +1. We will get this clue. At the end of her turn, she needs to test Frozen in Fear. She is now 4 to 3 with Winton Green. I could have used the encyclopedia to boost her willpower, because I was a little bit scared of the monster token. Albeit, maybe I shouldn't be. That's a -1. We will pass anyway. All right, Frozen in Fear is gone. Nathaniel's turn. He'll play a Sled Dog for 2 resources. And then he will draw a card. And I'm very scared of Tommy at this point, so I think he'll get a resource. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a Vicious Blow, and he'll gain a resource. Daisy will draw Heavy Furs or the Eon chart. Let's take the Eon chart since we already we lost the Ancient Ankh. So we have our accessory slots free at least. We are 2 of 4 doomed. Nathaniel's card is Chill from Below. Revelation tests 3 willpower. For each point you fail by, you must discard a card at random from your hand. For each card you cannot discard, take a damage. Yeah, let's commit a guts to this. So we are 5 to 3. And that is a 0. We will pass, and we will draw a card from the guts. It is a get over here. Daisy's encounter card is a Mask of Umôrdhoth. Revelation, attached to the farthest cultist enemy and place 1 doom on that enemy. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist enemy, draw it, and attach Mask of Umôrdhoth to it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Attached enemy gets +2 health. If attached enemy is not unique, it gains Aloof. If attached enemy is unique, it gains Retaliate. So let's go find ourselves a cultist. I believe it is just going to be the regular cultist. At least the Disciple of the Devourers. Yeah, that guy. That's probably what we're going to do, because I don't know if we can handle a 5 health enemy right now. That's not a cultist. That's not a cultist. Yeah, the Corpse Taker would be a cultist, but it would have 5 health. And it would spawn farthest empty location. Yeah, I don't know if we have the damage for that. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle. Eight, 9, and 10. All right, so this one will spawn at the farthest empty location. Let's do that here. It attaches to here, and we will place a doom on it. And that was Daisy's card. There isn't a way for Nathaniel to get there to deal 3 damage. He could play the get over here. It's a bit of a waste. No, we're advancing next turn. So I think it's worth saving a whole turn for that. Yeah. Sure. We are going during the Mythos phase. During this free triggered ability, after free player window after we draw encounter cards, but before the investigation phase begins, we're going to play a get over here. We're going to target the disciple, have it engage us, and we're going to fight it. We are 5, 6, 7 to 3. That is a skull, which is the number of monster enemies in play. That is nothing. So we will deal 2 damage with Nathaniel's ability. All right, now it is the investigation phase. I think Daisy will just move twice to the other Arkham Woods over here. It is the Quiet Glade. As an action, heal a damage or heal a horror, limit once per turn. This would be a nice picnic spot if it weren't for all the monsters. Now, you know, that seems like a nice place, but we really don't want that because there's no clues there. All right. So then her last action is just going to be to move back to the main path. Nathaniel, you're going to kill this Disciple of the Devourer. You are 7 to 3. Okay, I'm actually glad I did the get over here because this guy was aloof. So the get over here basically bypassed the aloof. So that's good. That is a cultist, which is -2. We place a doom on the nearest enemy. This one. And then we kill him with 1 damage. So that's nice. Alright. We defeat an enemy. So we will exhaust the boxing gloves and look at the top 9. 3, 6, 9. For a spirit. Glory. Sweeping kick. Ooh, the 1-2 punch. Ooh. I think we'll take the... are we looking at a big boss at some point? Maybe later. It's a hard choice. I could take the glory for just more regular card draw and hope to dodge all 4 weaknesses that I searched. Yeah, let's do that. It's a bit risky, but I think it might be worth it because we might be able to draw our other allies, like Sled Dog or Lita Chandler. Lita Chandler would be great. She's very good in this scenario since there's a lot of monsters going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are going to play a glory also to draw 2 cards. Counter punch and the 1-2 punch. Okay, so that was pretty much worth it, I think. He has I forgot to activate Wit and Green. I'm going to do that because there's no reason why I wouldn't. Maybe I'll just draw the Necronomicon off this. You know, who knows? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Encyclopedia. That's not a relic. Okay, it's another encyclopedia, I guess. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, so Nathaniel has 2 actions left. I think he will just gain 2 resources. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw Sergeant Monroe. That's pretty good. And we'll gain a resource, going up to 3 resources. Daisy will draw Unexpected Courage or Burning the Midnight Oil. I think we'll take the Burning the Midnight Oil. I'd like some more resources, please. All right, we are 3 doom out of 4. Nathaniel's encounter card is a Grave Eater. 2 fight, 2 health, 2 evade, humanoid monster ghoul. Forced after it attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. Daisy's encounter card is a Rotting Remains. I think Nathaniel will commit his guts to this to draw some more cards. Daisy is 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3. There's a -1. She succeeds, and Nathaniel will draw a card. What have you done? I don't think we're parlaying anytime soon. So that's fine. All right. I think Daisy is going to move into this Arkham Woods up here. It is the old home. 2 shroud, 2 clues. This location is investigating using willpower instead of the skill indicated by the investigation attempt. A house waits at the edge of the trail, covered in vines. Inside, the walls and floors are bloodstained and littered with dirt, mud, and discarded bones. Okay. At least we have decent willpower. We have 4. We're going to exhaust Wit and Green, search the top 9 for a tome or relic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 79. Old Book of Lore is probably the one I'm going to take. Oh, the other one's there too. Yeah, let's take it. She's going to have 2 actions left. She could use the encyclopedia to boost her willpower to 6. I think that's probably what we're going to do. To get both of these clues. It would put us on pretty good track, I think, so yeah. Okay. So she's gonna free tome action, use the encyclopedia to boost her willpower to 5, +1 from Winton is 6 against 2 investigating. She's gonna do this twice. So -2, she will go again. It is Skull, which is a -1, because there's 1 monster. You will get both clues. And that is Daisy's turn. Nathaniel. I think we'll save the mono a mono, so we're just going to punch normally. We are 5, 6, 7 to 2. There's another -1 from the Skull. As an elder sign. All right, so we will, first of all, search our thing for a event. I think it'll be the Get Over Here. Yeah, it's not great, but it's still pretty good. He will defeat the Grave Eater with his second action. He will search the top 9 with the boxing gloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another Spirit. Monster Slayer. Glory. Sweeping Kick. Counterpunch. Let's take the Sweeping Kick. No, let's take the other Counterpunch. It's free and you can do it during the enemy phase. It's pretty good, I think. Okay. He has one last action. How many cards does he have? He has 3, 6, 7. He'll gain a resource. Hopefully to be able to play Sergeant Monroe next turn. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw the Bota. Gain a resource. Daisy will draw extensive research or cryptic writings. I think we'll take the extensive research. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that, but maybe later. They both have the same icons, so we are advancing. Death to the intruders. Throughout the woods, a shrieking cry echoes. From somewhere deeper in the forest, a score of hideous voices answer the call. Inhuman as the baying of hounds, and yet articulate, repeating a singular name. Umôrdhoth. 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 Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard cards from the top until a monster enemy is discarded. Spawn that enemy at the main path, then place a doom on that enemy. So discard pile into encounter deck. Oops. Okay. And we're looking for a monster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, looking for a monster. Nope. 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 Yes, spawn at the main path. And he gets a doom. So it spawns engaged with Nathaniel. All right, our new agenda. The ritual begins. Umôrdhoth. 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 The chanting builds in intensity, echoing into the cold air of the night. The sparse clouds in the sky coalesce above the Arkham woods, blotting out the faint light of the stars. Each enemy gets +1 fight and +1 evade. 5 doom threshold. Nathaniel's encounter card is a Rotting Remains. I wish I had the willpower icons for this. I could commit a Get Over Here. Yeah, I'm going to commit this Get Over Here that I took back from their discard pile. We're 3, 4, 5 to 3. There's a skull, which is a -1 since there is one monster. We will succeed. Daisy's encounter card is the Disciple of the Devourer. The farthest empty location is either ones of these. Which one do we think Nathaniel's going to be the closest to go? Probably this one. Kill, move. He could also... Oh, it's also not Act 1, so we'd have to place a clue there. So let's actually do it here. So we place a doom on it, and we place one of Daisy's clues on that location. Yeah. Okay. So Nathaniel's going to move, kill. And I think that's totally fine. So Nathaniel... Counterpunch. Play when an enemy attacks you. Huh. It doesn't say during the enemy phase, like the survival knife does. So we could just move and then kill the goat spawn while we're moving, which seems good. Move, kill, and then play Sergeant Monroe. I like that. Let's do it. So we're going to move. This guy's going to attack us. We're going to play the counterpunch. In response, we are attacking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 3. We will use our ability to deal an extra damage. And it already deals +1 damage, so we'll deal 3 damage. As a cultist, place a doom on the nearest enemy. So it'll be this one, but we'll kill it. All right, we'll search the top 9 for a spirit. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Clean them out. Other 1-2 punch. Ooh, yeah, let's take that. Just in case we lose the other one, because I believe it is possible. We've been discarding some random cards in our hands, so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we finished now. We finished the move now, because that was all during the initiation of the action. Force Route 2 clues. Forced. After an investigator at this location succeeds at a skill test on a treachery, that treachery gains surge. That's scary. That we put 2 more clues there, of course. What is that one? Great Willow. Ooh, scary. That's a heart as well. So none of these are actually connected to any of the other ones, unfortunately. That would have been nice. All right, so that was all still Nathaniel's first action. Second action. Disciple. Oh, I'm sorry. The goat spawned because he was defeated. We have to take a horror. Put down the sled dog. All right, so now we're fighting. We're at 5, 6, 7. We'll fight with the sled dog to get a +1, so we're 8 to 3. And that's a 0. We will kill this man. Nathaniel's last action. It could be even more advantageous to just move out of there. But I think for now, we're going to play Sergeant Monroe for 5 resources. All right, Daisy's going to move twice. 1, 2. She currently has 3, 6 other cards. So this would cost 6. That's way too much. So she's going to Burning the Midnight Oil to get 2 resources. She's also going to boost her intellect with her free tome action. I should have done this before playing Burning the Midnight Oil, technically, but, you know. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're 8 to 4. Those enemies technically had +1 fight, but I don't believe that we drew anything close to only succeeding by 0. So I think we're still okay. I need to remind myself of that, but, you know. That is a -3. We were 8 to 4. We will succeed. And you get a clue. All right, so that was our turn. So let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw another Get Over Here, getting a resource. Maybe we should have taken that, clean them out. Daisy will draw a deduction. I think that's great. We'll get a resource. All right, we are 1 doom out of 5. Nathaniel's encounter card is another goat spawn. That's fine. Daisy's encounter card is a Grave Eater. That is a little less than fine. But I think we don't have the money for that. Maybe I should have... We do have a Mind Over Matter. So we could evade, get both clues, and then leave. That seems good. Yeah, let's do it. Daisy will go first. She will use the Mind Over Matter. She's going to try to evade. She is at 6-2 to evade. 6-2, 6-2. I don't think we need this other encyclopedia. Oh, we're actually 6-3. So let's commit this extensive research to go 8-3. That's right, their evade is also 1 higher. That is a 0. We will successfully evade. Well, look, we didn't draw any treacheries, I guess. Her free tome action will be to use the encyclopedia again on herself to boost her intellect. She will then investigate and commit a deduction. She is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-4. This is her second action because her tome action was an additional action. That is a skull, which is the number of monsters, which is a -2. We will succeed to get both clues. She has 1 action left. Before she does, she will advance the act. Now, if you played this scenario before, you might be asking, that sounds like a terrible idea, because you know what happens. However, we did super well in the Midnight Masks. So, unveiling the plan. Scattered throughout the forest, you've seen glyphs and arcane sigils in various places, etched into the bark of trees, carved upon the faces of stones, and dripped in blood upon the ground. Though you cannot decipher these glyphs, you notice that most of them tend to face south. Following these signs leads you by twists and turns toward a cave in the darkest and coldest part of the forest. As you advance, shadowy figures emerge from the trees, blocking the only path to the cave. Put the set-aside ritual site into play if it is not already in play. It connects like this. I don't think anything else connects to the plus, right? Nope. Search the collection for each enemy recorded in your campaign log under cultists who got away and spawn those enemies at the main path. We killed them all! So we're good. In our new act. Into the darkness. The remaining cultists have followed you into the woods to try to stop you, and now they block the path to your objective. They stand ominously beneath the overhanging trees, silent sentinels in the night. You must defeat them or sneak past if you are to gain access to the site of their ritual, or, just walk because they're not there anymore. Objective: if an investigator enters the ritual site, advance. Alright, so Daisy still has a last action. She will move. I think she will play an Eon chart for 2 resources. It comes with 3 secrets. We're going to use one of the secrets to move. It's like a little mini Pathfinder. All right, Nathaniel. First action. Play mono. Don't even deal 2 damage. So use your ability, kill it. You would take a horror, so you're at 3 horror. Search the top 9 for a spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Monster Slayer, stand together, sweeping kick. Do we have a 2 damage one? No, let's use a Monster Slayer then. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, second action. Let's play a Monster Slayer. Yeah. We're attacking at 5, 6, 7. 7 to 2. 7 to 3, sorry, because of the agenda. If I miss this, I'm probably just going to leave. It doesn't have Hunter. The only thing I'm worried about it is getting Cultist, because we might place Doom on it. So hopefully I kill it. If not, it's not a big deal. And that is a -1. So we will kill it. Okay. Nathaniel's last action will be to move to the main path. All right, let's do upkeep. Nathaniel's card is another sled dog. That's great. We'll get a resource. Daisy's card is a Jeremiah or a Drawn to the Flame. Let's take a Jeremiah. Yeah. All right, we are 2 Doom out of 5. Nathaniel's encounter card is another Goat Spawn. Daisy's encounter card is an Ancient Evils. We don't have a ward for that? Nope. So we'll go up to 3 of 5 Doom. Could be worse. Could be worse. This horror taking is not going great. Oh, we do have another counterpunch though. Yeah, let's just do the same counterpunch trick. So, yeah, let's have Nathaniel move to the ritual site. So before he does that, the Goat Spawn's going to attack. Before he attacks, we're going to play a counterpunch. So we are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 3. We'll use our ability to deal an extra damage. So -3. We will use our ability to deal an extra damage, as I said. We both have to take a horror now. I think I'll put it on myself. Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to save Sergeant Monroe to deal more damage. I don't know if that's too risky, but I will. Maybe I'll regret it. 3, 6, 9. Spirit, Glory. Oh, there's Lita. I wanted Lita. Stand together. Clean them out. Another stand together. I think we'll do clean them out. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's finish the move. We move to the ritual sites. The large central chamber of a cold, dark cavern adorned with arcane markings and timidly lit by candlelight. 3 shroud, 4 clues. Forest. At the end of the round, if there are fewer than 2 clues per investigator on ritual site, add clues to it until it has 2 clues per investigator. The sigils on the wall begin to flicker in and out of focus, and the air grows heavy with the smell of death. And we advance. Last rites. When you enter the cave, the air grows cold, and your nostrils are assaulted by the pungent smell of blood and rot. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. 2 enemies instead if there are 3 or more players in the game. Spawn each discarded enemy at ritual site. Okay. I'm hoping that this is the last encounter discard pile shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, We'll just do a quick one of these. And more of these. All right, so we're discarding until we hit a monster. Oh my god. Stop with these goat spawns, game. We're taking too much horror to begin with. Oh, man. All right, our last act. Disrupting the ritual. The site of the cult's ritual is inside a large cavern in the dark corner of the woods. In the center of the chamber is a candlelit circle marked by rocks and arcane runes. As an action, spend a clue. Test 3 willpower or 3 agility. If you succeed, place a clue on this act. Objective: if there are 2 clues per investigator on this act, advance. Okay. Nathaniel has 2 actions left. Playing a 1-2 punch seems excessive. Oh! It says when Sergeant Monroe is dealt any amount of damage or horror. I thought that was from, like, an attack or something. Interesting. So, like, if we took a Rotting Remains, we could put it all on Sergeant Monroe and kill the goat spawn. Deal that much damage when known as an enemy. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I have a play. It's kind of funky, but I want to do it because it seems like fun. So we have 2 actions left because that was the first action was move. We're gonna play a sled dog, costing 2. The goat spawn's gonna attack us. We're gonna put a damage on Sergeant Monroe, which deals a damage back when we exhaust him. And now our last action is gonna be to fight with both sled dogs. We are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 3. 9 to 4, please. As a cultist, which is we will place a doom on the nearest enemy, which will be this one, but we will kill it. So it will be gone. That was fun. Nathaniel wants to take another horror. He'll put this one on Sergeant Monroe. Oh, on the sled dog. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. You will spend a charge from Secret from the Eon chart to move to the ritual site. Sure. Let's play this old book of lore. It has 2 secrets. Let's use it to search Nathaniel's deck, reducing its cost by 2. When you have that investigator play that card. So what assets do we have? Just the sled dogs. So we're just looking for sled dogs. And it would be free because for him it costs 2. It costs 2, and so it reduces by 2. Sure, let's do it. Her free tome action will be to do this. Top 3 for a sled dog. Let's see it. No. We did dodge some weaknesses though. Sorry, we can draw one of the cards still. We'll draw to clean them out. That's right. We still draw it at least, right? Yeah, draws it, shuffles it. Okay, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so Daisy has 2 actions left. She is just going to investigate. She's at 5, 6 to 3. Yeah, 6 to 3. So -2, we'll go again. And that's a 0. So we will get 2 clues. All right. Let's go to upkeep. We have a lot of things to ready. Nathaniel will draw a stand together. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. And we'll get a resource. Daisy will draw a cryptic research for sure. And we'll gain a resource. All right, we are 4 doom out of 5. Nathaniel's card is a Grave Eater. Let's do this here. Daisy's card is a Mask of Umôrdhoth. Oof. Ooh. Okay, we need to find a cultist, huh? Yeah, we can't stop that. Oh, we're in the witching hour anyway. Oh, but we'll place a clue over there, which would be really annoying. And we're definitely going to find just a basic one. We're going to place a doom and put a clue from her to here. Oh, of course, at the end of the round, this should have filled back up to 4. In fact, let me just keep this using without the 3 counts, just to make this a little easier. Yeah, so I think for now, we're just not going to worry about that guy. We're advancing next turn anyway. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So, what is Nathaniel doing? Cleaning them out, playing Stand Together, playing the Boda. That seems good. Sure. Let's clean them out. We will gain 2 resources. We are attacking at 5, 6, 7 to 3 still. Yeah, 7 to 3. As a -1, we will use our ability to deal an extra damage. Search the top 9 for a spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sweep and kick, glory. Sweep and kick. Stand together. Let's take the glory. We're also going to play it. I want Lita Chandler. Give me Lita Chandler. Randall Cho would be nice too. All right, we're going to immediately play the glory as well. Draw 2 cards. Sweep and kick and a sled dog. All right. He's going to play the sled dog for 2. And then he's going to play a stand together to get the 2 back and also give Daisy 2. All right. Nathaniel seems pretty set up. Daisy. Let's use your free tome on Nathaniel. Again, I want to find the 3rd sled dog or Lita. Lita. Yes, play Lita. You have to spend a secret, and she costs 2 less. 2 less from 0 is still nothing. But I want Nathaniel to get Lita out. That is good. And of course, we can do that because we have the Charisma and a Rod of Animalism. The Rod of Animalism is holding all of our sled dogs. The Charisma is holding Sergeant Monroe and Lita Chandler. Or, you know, one of them. And we, of course, have 1 slot innately. All right, I'm running out of space here. So that was Daisy's free tome action. She's just going to investigate like crazy. She could play Jeremiah. What are we at right now? We're at 5, 6. 6 to 3. Yeah, let's play Jeremiah. It costs 4. We're going to name even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is even. That's not. That's not. The Summon Night God. Funny. All right, so not the best pull, but still pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She has 2 actions left. I think she'll also just fast out this Cryptic Research. Draw 3 cards. She'll play the Cryptic Writings to get 2 resources. I think she's also going to fast out this Maglass. Wow. I'm doing a lot of things with Daisy right now. So now we're investigating 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3 2 times. Because that was still only 1 action, which was to play Jeremiah. Everything else was the free tome action or was fast. -1. -1. Get 2 clues. All right. Enemies do nothing. They don't have Hunter. Let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw another pair of boxing gloves. He is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll get a resource. Daisy will draw Holy Rosary or Daisy's tote bag. Forbidden Tome, I'm not really sure is actually good anymore. So let's just take the Holy Rosary. It's good soak. She will get a resource. End of the round, these will fill up back to 4 clues. And we are advancing with 6 doom out of 5. The Will of Umôrdhoth. A dark presence approaches, and you are assaulted by invisible pressures that bring you to your knees. A terrible force threatens to invade your mind and soul. Your throat clenches and your eyes water at the sensation, as the sensation burns through you. In player order, each investigator must test Willpower 6. Each investigator who fails must search the collection for a random basic madness weakness and add it to their hand. All right, there's probably no way that Nathaniel's passing this. Could we commit something from Daisy? Nope. All right, 3 to 6. Ooh. Okay, there is no ancient one, but we failed by a lot. So I'll do the random basic weakness in a sec. Daisy, she's at 4 to 6. Does she even want to pass this? Nah. 4 to 6. Yeah, so it's actually currently impossible for her to pass this. So that's funny. As a skull, it's a -0. All right, so they both fail. I'm going to go get my weaknesses, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I have brought my weaknesses. I've counted the number of madness weaknesses I have. I have 9 of them. So we're going to use our trusty... Oh, wait, I already have D10 now. Why did I bring that one? So we're going 0 to 8. Starting with Nathaniel. 1. He will draw Paranoia and discard all of his resources. I will get that out in a sec. Daisy will draw between 0 and 8. 8. So... Oh, wait. The Paranoia doesn't exist anymore, right? I've already... Yeah, okay. So it's between 0 and 7 now. Sorry. That's a 9. That is a 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Did I count this right? 0, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing the 6th one, which is Stupor. Parlay, draw, or investigate. Yikes. Do we have a way to heal horror? I don't know if we do. All right, I'm going to get those out and sleeve them up, and I'll be right back. Okay, small correction. 6 is panic, actually. I was right in my counting, at least, because this would be 7 if we started 0. I counted again, because it is, now that I've removed paranoia, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's how I'm doing it. So she gets panic instead, which is play, engage, or resource, which is a little bit less of a bad thing. Anyway, I'll be right back and sleeve those up. All right, welcome back. So yes, Nathaniel draws paranoia. That's what it says, right? Add it to their hand. So once we add it to our hand, of course, we have to resolve its revelation effect. We discard all of our resources. And of course, now this is technically part of our deck. And then Daisy will draw stupor. Sorry, not stupor. That's the one that I thought we had. Panic. Put it into play in your threat area. Panic can be healed as if it were a single point of horror on you. If it is healed, discard it. Forced. After you take a play, engage, or resource action, you cannot take any of those types of actions for the remainder of the turn. All right, so that was the old agenda. We have our new agenda. Vengeance awaits. The world begins to shift and change as the ritual nears its conclusion. The air grows chilly, and the entire forest is covered in a layer of rime. The trees bend unnaturally, and their shadows lengthen into weird shapes. Forced, when this agenda advances, if the investigators are at Act 1, put the set-aside ritual site into play and spawn the set-aside Umôrdhoth there. If the investigators are at Act 2 or 3, discard all enemies at the ritual site and spawn the set-aside Umôrdhoth there. All right, and now we draw encounter cards. So Nathaniel will draw a Chill from Below. It's a little bit upsetting. Discard a card at random. I don't want to do that. I'm going to commit this. Get over here. I don't think Daisy can help. She'll commit 1 encyclopedia. So now that gives Nathaniel +3, so we're 6-3. As a -1, we will succeed. Daisy's encounter card is a Relentless Dark Young. It has 4 fight, 5 health, 2 evade. It is a monster in Dark Young. It has Prey, the lowest agility. Force, at the end of the round, heal 2 damage from Relentless Dark Young. The trees trembled, leaves fluttering around us. The earth shook as the thuds of giant hooved feet grew ever closer. All right, Nathaniel, you have a job to do. You could kill it in 1 action with sled dogs. But I don't think there's a point, because we'll just engage it, fight it, and then fight it. Yeah, okay. Nathaniel, engage. Well, would we do anything with a spare action? No, we don't have money. So we could start with the clean them out, actually. Sure, let's start with the clean them out. We gain 2 resources. We're attacking at a 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. Sure. As a +1. So we will deal 3 damage with Nathaniel's ability and the bonus damage from Lita Chandler, because it's a monster. Then we're going to attack with all 3 sled dogs. We're attacking with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 4. As a -3, we will kill the Relentless Dark Young. We will search the top 9 for a spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stand together. Sweeping. Let's take the sweeping kick. No. Wait, that would be our last action. So yeah, sweeping kick is fine. All right, that is Nathaniel's turn. So what does this say? Play engage resource. Okay. Daisy's going to Old Book of Lore Nathaniel again, I think. Look at the top three. 1, 2, 3. We're going to take the dodge. It's not an asset, so we can't play it, of course. All right. Her next three actions, sorry. We're going to investigate. She's at 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3. We're going to investigate again. That was a -3, by the way. The -1. So we'll get 2 clues. And I think our last action will be to play a Holy Rosary. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to use an Eon chart to take an investigate action. We're 5 to 3 again. As a +1, we'll get this clue. All right, then last action, we're going to play over the Eon chart with this Holy Rosary. It costs 2. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a Tichophobia. We'll gain a resource. Daisy will draw Unexpected Courage or the Necronomicon. We'll take the Necronomicon. And yeah, let's get rid of the magnifying glass. Comes in with 3 horror. This will fill up back to 4 clues. And she will gain a resource. I forgot to do that. All right, so we are 1 doom out of 5. Nathaniel's encounter card is an Ancient Evils. Daisy's encounter card is a Grave Eater. She could kill it. But why? Let's see. We're at 3, 6, 8. Oh, perfect. Okay. I mean, let's just kill this Grave Eater. Yeah. We're going to just double action, get rid of a Tichophobia, and then we're going to attack the Grave Eater that's in front of Daisy. We're with the sled, with all 3 sled dogs. I'm not going to do this on purpose. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lead to Chandler. 11 to 2. As a skull, which is a -1. Since there was 1 monster, we will kill the Grave Eater. Let's search the top everything for a spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, and it has to be stand together. And that is the last spirit in the deck. That is his turn. Daisy, let's start putting some clues on the place. So we are going to spend a clue. We're testing willpower 3. We currently have 3, 4, 5. That's it? 5 to 3? Sure. As a 0, so we'll put that clue that we just spent on the act. We're going to do that again. 5 to 3. The skull, which is a minus 0, because there's no monsters. Do that again. And let's go again. 5 to 3. Spending a clue, of course. And has a +1. Wow. Good job, Daisy. She'll use her free tome action to move a horror from the Necronomicon onto herself. Alright, let's go to upkeep. We're going to upkeep this mess of assets that we have. Nathaniel will draw the 4th sled dog. Oh my god. Oh my god. Daisy will draw ward or magnifying glass. We'll take the ward. And she will get a resource. Play, engage, resource. Yeah. None of those were either of those things. All right, so we are 3 doom out of 5. Nathaniel's encounter card is a chill from below. Oh, sorry. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a bit troubling. I'd probably get rid of this Bota and this stand together. Okay, so now we're testing willpower. Yikes. No, she doesn't have any willpower. 3, 6, 8, yeah. All right, well, we're testing 3 to 3. That's the way it's going to have to go. As a -4. So we need to discard 3 cards at random from our hand because we failed by 3 since our skill value cannot go below 0. All right, 3 cards. 1-2 punch. So sweeping kick and the other 1-2 punch. Okay, that's awful, actually. Okay. Daisy will draw another Mask of Umôrdhoth. And we put a doom on him. Wow, this is tight. This is very tight. Well, at least Daisy has 3 chances at this to stop the ritual. She could actually... No, yeah, there we go, actually. Instead of doing that. Let's just ward it. Cost a resource, sorry. And take a horror. Put on a wooden green. All right, Daisy, spend a clue. You are 5 to 3. That is a 0. So we'll put the last clue on the agenda. On the act. There are 2 clues per investigator on the act. So we read, the ritual is broken. You brave the unnatural chill and weave through arcane symbols, crossing the threshold of the circle. You smother the markings on the ground, covering them with dirt, breaking apart the carefully constructed pattern of smooth rocks. A shrill noise pierces your ears as the air grows suddenly warmer, and the world distorts around you, settling into normality. Resolution 1. All right, let's go read Resolution 1. You have managed to prevent the cult from summoning its master. Although you're unsure what would have happened had the cult succeeded, you're relieved that, at least for the time being, Arkham is safe. You capture as many cultists as you can find, but very few townspeople believe your tale. Perhaps it was all in your head, after all. In your campaign log, record that the ritual to summon Umôrdhoth was broken. Each investigator suffers 2 mental trauma, as they never fully recover from their ordeal. Each investigator earns experience equal to the Victory X value of each card in the Victory display. Each investigator earns 5 bonus experience, as they have saved Arkham from a terrible fate. And we win. All right, well, we did win, and that is going to be the result of this campaign, of course. However, I think it's fine if we explore another timeline. All right, I have reset the scenario to what it was before we did that action. I think that Daisy is going to decide not to stop the ritual. Daisy is instead going to walk to the main path. Well, she'll move horror from herself, from the Necronomicon to herself. She has 2 actions left. She will gain a resource. We won't be able to do that a 3rd time. And then her last action will be to play engage resource. Will be to Old Book of Lore herself. We'll take the guts. Nathaniel is now very confused as to what Daisy is doing. Daisy wants to see Umôrdhoth get punched to the stratosphere. And I also want to see it too. It is sad that we lost those 1-2 punches in that random discard. So we're going to have to make do. We will have 4 sled dogs. We have a dodge. I think we could just kill Umôrdhoth. I think that is the plan. All right, that was Daisy's turn. Nathaniel has a whole turn. He's going to play the last sled dog. Oh my god, we're really running low on space. Let me move the sled dogs here. Cost 2 resources because of the Rod of Animalism. I'm going to move you down here. And then gain 2 more resources. Nathaniel's ready. I think Nathaniel is ready. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw Tommy. Okay, that was a bad time, Tommy. You are probably more dangerous than freaking Umôrdhoth at this point. He will gain a resource. Daisy will ready. Daisy will draw. Guts or Lady Esprit? You know what? We're taking Lady Esprit. She saved us in the last scenario. She deserves to be here when it all ends. We're at 4 of 5 doom. Nathaniel's card is a goat spawn. That's terrible. Daisy's card is a Rotting Remains. Okay. All right, well, yeah, let's commit the guts. We are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. That is a skull, which is a -1, since there is 1 monster. We will succeed, and we will draw off the guts for Daisy. Is it heavy furs? All right. Well, Nathaniel. Honestly, you're running low a little bit. Now that I think, maybe this was a bad idea. I mean, we've already won the campaign. I've said that before. If you want to leave right now, special viewers, you can like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. But this is just for me. I want to see if Nathaniel can just kill Umôrdhoth outright. Okay. So, 1, 2. Yeah, okay, we should be able to do it. Yeah, okay. We're going to attack with 2 sled dogs. So we're attacking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 3. is a -3. So we will deal 3 damage because we deal 2 from here, and Lita Chandler kills him off because it's a monster. All right. The next attack will be to exhaust 1 sled dog. We're attacking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 2. So -2. We will exhaust the other sled dog. Again, 9 to 2. As a cultist, we'll place a Doom on Tommy. That's fine. But we will deal 2 damage to Tommy. That'll be his turn. Daisy's going to play. Well, first of all, she's going to move a horror from the Necronomicon to herself. As a free tome action, she is then going to play Lady Esprit. Because these are Miskatonic and she is not. She has 2 actions left. I think we'll Old Book of Lore ourselves. Other Old Book of Lore. Pantalone. Sure, let's play the Pantalone. We'll use the secret from the Old Book of Lore to play that. Oh my god. We have too many assets. This is crazy. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then our last action will be to gain a resource. Yeah. Free tome, play this. Old Book of Lore. This is not a play action. And then gain a resource. Okay. Tommy's going to attack. He deals 2 damage. We will deal 1 to a sled dog. 1 to a Sergeant Monroe. He will exhaust and deal a damage back. Killing him. No reason to search our deck. There are no spirits left. All right, let's go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw. Randall Cho. We will unexhaust everything. He will gain a resource. Let's exhaust this stuff. Daisy will draw Perception. Sure. And we'll gain a resource. All right, as I've said, we've already won the scenario. So let's see if we can do this. This is just a challenge for me. The Devourer below. Ooh, new art. Revelation. Replace the current act and agenda with the Devourer below. This card is both the current act and the current agenda. If Umôrdhoth is defeated, resolution 2. So this is gone. Right. When we advance, we discard all enemies of the ritual site, spawn the set-aside Umôrdhoth there. All right, let's read Umôrdhoth. He has 5 fights. Sorry. First of all, when he enters play, place a resource on this card. Cool. So Umôrdhoth gets +1 health per investigator, so that's +2 health and +1 fight. So he has 6 fight. 6 + 8 + 2 is 16 health. Yeah, because it's basically like it's 6 + 5 health per investigator. So he has 6 fight, 6 fight, 16 health, 6 evade, Ancient 1, Elite, Hunter, Massive, Forced at the end of each investigator's turn, ready Umôrdhoth. As an action, if you control Lita Chandler, it's only after her. You throw Lita to Umôrdhoth in order to spare your lives. Resolution 3, he deals 3 damage and 3 horror. So this is at the ritual site. All right, let's draw encounter cards. Nathaniel's encounter card is Umôrdhoth's Hunger. All right, we're losing a card at random. I really hope it's not a sweeping kick. That's why we saved those sweeping kicks, by the way, if you were wondering. Oh, but it doesn't even matter, because he's going to ready at the end of Nathaniel's turn anyway. But that's what the dodge is there for. So I hope I don't lose the dodge. That's what I hope for. So what are we losing? Boxing gloves. Totally fine. Daisy. Occult Invocation. Well, oh, I'm sorry. I discarded that up here. That would have helped with damage a little bit, I guess, but I don't know if she could even do it. Where is that? There it is. All right, now Daisy's card is a goat spawn. We're just not going to deal with that. Yeah. All right, Nathaniel, let's see what you can do. You're going to start with a sweeping kick. So you're attacking at 5, 6, 7, 8, plus your agility is 2, so 10 to 6. And let's commit this vicious blow to it. 10 to 6, so 11 to 6. That is an elder sign. Oh my god, the game wants it to happen. So, we will take back. You know what I'm taking back. 1-2 punch. Alright, we'll use our ability to deal 3 damage, because that gives +1 damage, and he will be exhausted. This doesn't matter, technically. So, 3 damage. That was his first action. Second action, let's play 1-2 punch. So, automatic succeed, and sorry, we also committed a vicious blow. So it actually dealt 4 damage using our ability. Okay, now we play 1-2 punch. We automatically succeed, and we deal +1 damage. So we deal 2 damage. Now we're going to fight. We're fighting at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to 5. That is a skull, which is a -1, since there is 1 monster in play. It deals +2 damage, so we will deal another 3 damage. That's currently 9 damage on him. We will then exhaust all 4 sled dogs. Mush, my children, against the fearsome Umôrdhoth. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to 5. 12 to 6, sorry. There's a cultist. Place a doom on the nearest enemy. Sure. I mean, we're not advancing anytime soon. We deal 4 damage with the sled dogs. So currently, we killed him. It has 16 health, right? 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 1 is 15, plus 1 is 16. We've dealt 3 and then 2. Sorry, we dealt 4 first, because we played the sweeping kick, and we committed a vicious blow, and we used our ability. So that's 4 damage. Then we dealt 2 from the 1-2 punch, so that's 6 damage. Then 3 from the 1-2 punch, that's 9 damage. Then 4 from the sled dogs, that's 13 damage. Sergeant Monroe is going to get the killing blow. Wow. Wow. All right, let's do it. At the end of Nathaniel's turn, Umôrdhoth will ready. That has been your mistake, Umôrdhoth. You should have stayed down. We're gonna skip Daisy's turn. Umôrdhoth attacks. It deals 3 damage and 2 horror. We will deal a damage and 3 horror to Sergeant Monroe, taking 2 damage on Sled Dog. Sergeant Monroe, before you die, we will exhaust you. Deal 4 damage to Umôrdhoth. That is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17 damage. Umôrdhoth is dead. Let's go. I think we could have even done it without this 1-2 punch. It would have been a little tricky, but this Elder Sign giving us this 1-2 punch really saved us. So, let's go to R3. In the face of this horror, you don't believe there is anything you can do to stop it. You have but one hope if you are to survive. You turn... Wait, what? Oh, that's if I... Sorry, that's if I threw Lita at Umôrdhoth. I'm sorry, Lita. I would never throw you at Umôrdhoth. R2 is what would happen. Where is it? There it is. Through force of arms... Oh, yeah, force of arms! And strength of will, you are somehow able to harm Umôrdhoth enough to send it reeling back to the dimension from which it emerged. Warmth and light returns to the woods as the void-like mass is sucked in upon itself, vanishing in an instant. You aren't sure if a being such as this can be killed, but for the time being it seems to have retreated. As their master vanishes, the ghouls nearby climb into the open pit below, fleeing with terrible cries and shrieks. You have stopped an evil plot, but the fight has taken its toll on your body and mind. Worse, you can't help but feel insignificant in the face of the world's mysteries. What other terrors exist in the deep, dark corners of reality? In your campaign log, record that the investigators repelled Umôrdhoth. Each investigator suffers 2 physical and 2 mental trauma as the fight against Umôrdhoth has taken its toll on their body and mind. Each investigator earns experience equal to the victory value of each card in the victory display. Each investigator earns 10 bonus experience as they have triumphed in battle against a truly terrible foe. So we get 11 experience. And we win. All right. Honestly, I was debating whether or not to stop after I stopped the ritual. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I went full force. That was awesome. Nathaniel Sled Dogs. Let's go. Oh, man. All right. Well, that has been too many Knights of the Zealot. You know, it took us a bit to get to the Arkham Woods to fight Umôrdhoth, but we eventually got there after a little jaunt in New Orleans, Venice, a little stay at a hotel, and, you know, a small trip to Egypt. Small, you know. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any other ideas for future campaigns. By the time this is coming out, the Dunwich Legacy campaign expansion is probably out or coming out, so that will be coming to the channel probably pretty soon. If not, if it isn't already out. The Edge of the Earth playthrough should either be done or be pretty close to being done, so I hope you're enjoying those videos as well. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been SuperFig99, signing off.